on a bloom state, it will take you tremendous levels of involved absorption to have a naturalized awakening. Either possible through tremendous trust or by, there is no such thing as accident. We are exactly where you meant to be. All the wild cards, please listen. Okay? You are exactly where you meant to be. You get exactly what you ask for, and you will never get anything you cannot handle. So people say, it's impossible. I am down and I cannot take this anymore. We have thresholds. All of us have got thresholds. Threshold of pain, threshold of tolerance, threshold of ability to handle pressure.
But people do. They kill themselves.
They have, but they do not know enough. Education has dumbed us. It has not made us aware.
No, but I'm saying, you know, you say you're never given more than you can handle. Some people do kill themselves because they
do not know enough. Because they do not know if there is a bigger threshold that they can rise.
And I apologise, I'm not being rude saying that. I apologise, but I'm just...
See, imagine, I have involved with so many people in the hospitals. Manic depression, schizophrenia, suicidal cases coming to me every single day. I handle a lot of people. All they need is a human touch, a connection and trust. They're forgotten. See, imagine today you lost your job. You felt like the whole world crashed on you. Tomorrow morning you get a nice little paycheck. What happened to you? You won a lottery the next morning. But did you have the patience to survive the night? We don't have the patience. We think that the world is going to crash just now. The power of the struggle is that, please remember, suffering is inevitable.
So you don't think it's a karmic thing when people kill themselves? It's in their DNA?
Look at this body, eternal. Which body? We have causal body, we have astral body, we have physical body. We have, in the astral body, we have 4 bodies. So 7 bodies put together, fragmented projections in different dimensions of light. But the soul is eternal. Who is dying? Only one part of one overcoat is dropped.
True.
So there is no death. Death is a fiction. If death is a fiction, are you alive enough to know that you can liberate from the struggle? Liberation doesn't mean you're going to switch off all the bodies. Liberation is a state. Happiness is a state, so is fear a state. In happiness, you expand. In fear, you contract. They contract so much they don't receive help anymore. That's where the case happens. They don't want help. They cannot receive help. They feel the whole world is against them. It's a split brain struggle. The left and right are not communication. There is lack of coherence. Since there is lack of coherence between left and right, there is no reasoning to be on this planet. I also felt very lost at one point, helpless, fearful. You know, there was no sense of being here. What am I doing here? Unless you have a sense of purpose, why you're here, there is no clarity of action. It takes one single breath to attain completeness in this body. Out of 84 million breaths, do we have the power to ignite one breath that can take you to the enlightened knowing of unity inside you? How foolish are we? 84 million breaths and we still claim incompletion? How impossible this state is. It's because we are not trained enough to remember who we are. All our education told us become a slave, corporate slave. Go out and work for somebody, earn so that you can buy a big house on mortgage for the next 50 years. All we do in this life is programmed into buying a dream. We are bought over, sold out by the merchants of desire. We are mortal by fear, immortal by desire. Mortal by fear, immortal by desire. We have been told, have a dream, stretch the dream, overstretch it. For what? The biggest dream is that the whole universe is dreaming. The whole universe is a big fat dream. In what part of the dream do you want to awaken? The first dream, this body is not you. We are dreaming in this body. What are we dreaming? We are outward. First move the outward dream to inward dream. Retract the dream from out to in and see the powerful, profound, huge, fantastic network of communication that it has stored across the cosmos. We are the cosmos. We don't know we are the cosmos. Kriya Yoga is a mechanism to make you a cosmic being. How? How can you be a cosmic being? First and foremost, you need to trust in the power of the design itself. The designer is not so weak that he will make you a fractured. Will the designer deliberately make you a poor reflection of that powerful design? No. You understand? There are cases, yes, people have come with karmic issues. They didn't have enough strength in the design of the instrument. They are going through karmic issues. But along with the suffering comes the gift. You've seen all those phenomenal people who go on the TV and show how powerful they are despite having so many limitations. Yes? So please remember this. Nobody is able to understand unless you click inside. You're the inner power, the innate power of the Kundalini Shakti has to come alive in each one of us. There has to be trust in the magnitude of the divine in you.
Can you give that to your loved one? Can you give that to your child if they're not well? Can you give your Kundalini Shakti?
Yes.
And then
it's like you've seen one candle flame can light another?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
This is how we work. My child, as a 2-year-old, was told by a brilliant child psychologist that she is retarded. I said, really? He says, your child is retarded, it will not learn properly anymore. It is struggle. How do you do? Occupational therapy, hundreds of visits to psychologists, he will help you, your child. I said, thank you very much. Pulled my child, took her home, put her on my heart, and I said, if there is love on this planet, my child will be fully normal again and be beautifully aligned. The heart fused between my child and this beautiful connectedness. She bloomed beautifully. She danced like crazy. She screamed out in delight. She came alive. She's a beautiful being today, not a single need for any intervention.
Mine too.
So these are all limitations placed by the so-called pretentious sciences. Remember this, there is only one science. It's called Brahma Vidya. The science of the cosmos is called Brahma Vidya. Simple understanding. Can you use your torchlight for the sun?
No.
All the sciences on this planet are torchlights on the sun. Will your torch feel very powerful in front of the sun?
No.
So why are you flashing your torch at the sun? All we are doing is we think we are powerful. We have become gods by doing brain surgery, heart surgery. We think we are doing great service to this planet by trying to intervene for every single thing. Just 2 days ago, my brother's father-in-law had a massive heart attack. I went to meet him in the hospital. Went there. These people don't know what I'm doing. They think I'm just waiting. They don't even want to talk, the doctors. Within 15 minutes, I got a news that the heart is fully normalized. I can't tell the doctors what is happening because they won't trust. They think they have done a great job. But the fact remains is all of us are interconnected. We don't believe enough because our connections think that okay, just a biological connection, just a friendly connection. We are all compartmentalized into small little living. My family, my friends, my network, small, condensed. But actually we are one huge intergalactical family. Whether we like it or not, we are interconnected through that unicord. One cord, a beautiful cord that connects all of us. It needs you to take an extraordinary vision of it. If you cannot see it normally, put a weed in ayahuasca in your head. It will go and open up the DMT in you and show you the real light of how we are supposed to be. We've forgotten that. Either you do it through a meditative process or you use intervention. You could use ayahuasca, you could use so many other ways.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah. So what happens to this instrument? Why you need intervention? Because we want shortcut. Who is going to wait forever to experience the powerful DMT inside this instrument? Why do we need a DMT? There's already DMT produced. We cannot know how to ignite this DMT in the brain. It has deep tentacles which moves across. DMT is the most magnificent crystalline structure in the instrument. Dimethyltryptamine is the divine molecule inside us, which has the ability to show you the real state. What we see from the eyes is not the truth. All the time people measure with your eyes. What do you see? You only see clothes. You only see the skin. But can you see through? Once upon a time, this instrument had a gift. I could see through X-ray vision. Every single defective part of this body would be shown to me and I would directly press in there. That gift has gone into intuition mode. So my hand goes to those points where there is, you saw it yesterday? Yes. So the hand will just go to the point where there is a need. Why do I need to see everything? Why do I need to see the dark? So please remember this. The body is powerful. The body, I'm not saying this body. The body I'm talking is a design, a powerful pillar of light. Please remember, what can this body do? It has power to connect to the whole cosmos. Whether you believe it or not, we are capable of precisely connecting to the entire universes. We are multi-universe. Multi-universe. It's called multiverse. We are multi-universe. How do we operate? Not as a fragmented struggler. That is what is a human struggle right now. We think we are separate. Everybody wants to gain power because we are. How do you solve this impossible sense of separation? The best way, eat food, go to sleep. Minute you have an impossible situation, what do? You can't handle it. Fastest way to completion, go to the restaurant, drink beer, have some food. You will get fabulous sleep tonight. The whole spinning head will put you back into your another trance state. So most people use a short circuit method. Short circuit method is to feed. Whole world is chasing a dopamine rush. The number of restaurants have multiplied by 100 times. Go to the poorest country, there is more restaurants than what were there in the last 50 years. There is explosion of food. What food? It looks like food, but it is not food. Yes? So Kriya Yoga is a similar effect of moving from the plastic aspect of you, the pseudo aspect of you, to the real stuff. What is the real stuff? First and foremost, detoxify this instrument. Invariably, we have hurt our body by all the foods, by all the thoughts, by all the fragmented memories, by embedded into the state known as engraved state. We don't know how to sort this. It's too huge to handle. See, 28 years ago, John F. Kennedy said, we're going to eradicate cancer from America. The cases multiplied in 25 years' time. Multiplied. There are more cancer patients in this world today than what they were before. How? Despite all the technology? That means first and foremost, we don't know how to detoxify this instrument. Detoxify, decarbonize, decalcify. May sound very bombastic. It is simple. There is calcification of lot of our joints are calcified. That's why there is stiffness. You see knee replacement, hip replacement, most common surgeries today. Why? We don't know that we are hurting ourselves by drinking the chemical milk that we are getting in your dairies. All the milk that you drink from these hormone-fed cows. Yes, all the milk, where does it go? It goes and settles down into this calcified mode in your joints. Detoxification of what? What is this toxin? It is poison in your instrument. Fermented food in your intestine. Most you go and do a test. Go to a colon hydrotherapy. You know this colon hydrotherapy? Go there and go and check how much of crap you have stored in your intestine. Before you go to the next restaurant, first do a hydrocolon therapy. Yeah? So if you do a hydrotherapy, you'll know how much struggle you have to do to eliminate all the layers and layers of fermented food that you stored, and that is causing huge trouble in your head because the signal from the gut is not clear. 9 out of 10 people on this planet are suffering from gut issues. Yeah. Yes, the gut issues are so strong and we don't do anything about it. Okay, impoverished thought is more we eat, more stronger we are. This has been plastered across the world. I met, as a 18-year-old, I met some of the most phenomenal strong men on this planet. I was in the boxing camp. I met some of the most international, amazing, phenomenally strong guys from Africa. I watched carefully what they ate. They were eating less than half of what we used to eat. Less than half. And they were stronger. They were more powerful. As to how? It's channeling energies. Its ability of genetics. They were endowed with so much power and strength. It's like fighting a chimpanzee. Chimpanzee is 8 times stronger than humans. Go and see a video on YouTube. There's an orangutan on the far corner, 300 kilo sumo on the other corner. The sumo is trying to pull the orangutan, doesn't move. Orangutan just does this, sumo is thrown into the water. Now what does it mean? Does the orangutan go to the gym? Does protein shakes? Extra diet? No, it means simple as it. If you don't know how to channelize energies, you could spend the whole life inside a gym or inside a protein bar. Yes, nothing is going to help you. Please remember, energy comes from flow. Energy comes from flow. More the flow, more the connection. More connection, better transmission. So, the Kriya Yoga enables you to come into flow. There was a guy who had come from Portugal in Kevala Foundation Ashram. He said, how do you know you're powerful? I said, I don't know, I can't show it. No, he said, show. Show me how you're powerful. I said, please stand here, my dear. I just gave him one push from him to his solar plexus. That guy went 33 feet and came back to me. 33 feet, not once, 3 times I had to show him to believe. So, where is the power? Inside the gymnasium? Inside your power belt? No. It comes from the core of you, the power stored. If you go and watch on a YouTube, you will see a monk in China, Chinese monk who's a Shaolin monk who is living in USA. He does something called as a 1-inch punch. Only this much, this much. You know what's the power of his punch? It is a big, powerful car traveling at 36 miles per hour hitting you. 1700 psi. That's the power of the single punch of a 5'7" man. Where does the power come from? If you don't know how to extract the power and issue power, this body is not able to flow in its exactitude of what this power is. So I'm not saying that you have to be a superior martial artist or a powerful boxer or whoever, but I'm saying that this body has latent power which has not been channelized. And this power of channelization is important for you to uphold the design in its power. So groundedness, strength comes from groundedness. This is the biggest, silliest of all lapses in our instrument. Most people that I encounter across the world first thing I look at is their core. Here, it tells the story of their journey, my dears. The core is not strong. You could pretentiously be, always thinking that you are great. You know this small bug called the rhino beetle? Rhino beetle? It is considered the strongest creature on this planet. You know why? It can carry 800 times its weight on its head. 800 times. Humans struggling to deal with even half their weight. You go and see the airport, the look. They can't even lift their own suitcase from the conveyor belt, but they want to carry more. So that means the biggest struggle here is we have baggage which we cannot handle. Yes? What is our baggage? Our baggage is overbearing greed. Unless you sort this greed, no amount of yoga will help you. Yoga is morning 7 to 8. After that, rest of it is depression. Most people go through constant state of incompletion. Always feeling less. So how do you fill it? You have to fill it with something. So the only way is constant attainment. Small attainment. Small. Every day is a small little progressive goal. I achieved this. Facebook has helped people attain dopamine rush faster. Yes, you sense, you have a sense of accomplishment. You put an image, 100 people liked it. Wow, today's job is over. Yes, so Kriya Yoga begins when you know that you are high fidelity to the design. High fidelity to design. I'll give an example to you. It may sound very esoteric. You go to a recording studio. The studio designer has recorded the most beautiful voice. You use an extraordinary microphone, phenomenal preamplifier, phenomenal records to how to store it, magnetically store it. And then finally he releases the vinyl record or a CD. Now, how do you play it? Imagine you put it in a 64 kbps sound and put it in your MP3 player and listen. What justice are you doing to that recording? You hear a poor sound. That means the original sound versus a reproduced sound which is so poor. That means you have completely deflated the original designer, the sound designer, the recordist, the singer, everybody you discounted, and you hear a very poor version of it. This is exactly happening to our body. We are completely ignoring the designer, the design of its extent. So that means first and foremost, be loyal to the designer. The designer has given tremendous potential to this body, but we are not using the designer's capability. We are using probably 10 to 15% of this brain's potential awareness. The whole brain is capable of giving you phenomenal rush of bliss consistently, not just one time. It's a constant state of bliss. Laughter is nitrous oxide release in the midbrain, and it creates a huge volcanic flow from the pit of the belly. It rises into the skies. That is real laughter, not those fake yogic laughter that you have every morning. Okay? Laughter yoga is you cannot flap your bellies and feel good. Yes, it's like doing Kapalabhati. Can you really feel good here? Kapalabhati is for here, so the effect is here. Remember this. Kapalabhati is not for here. Kapalabhati is for here. This means if you can cleanse and purify your radio station inside your head, you will hear the cosmic sound, the sound of the drone of the universe. You will hear the cosmic angels, celestial musicians. You will hear phenomenal sound of unity across the whole universe in you. Imagine you are not separated from that state. There's a big difference. What is music? Ornamentation of the silence. Unless you have complete silence in your midbrain, you cannot experience the real music. Most people hear noise. That's why they cannot focus on music. Kriya Yoga will make you an absorbed listener. I tested on thousands of people across the world. I played for them the most phenomenal music. I watch carefully. Are they really absorbing? Most people, their attention span is so less because the radio station is disturbing them. Within 30 seconds, they look for their mobile, watch, friend, because music is not important, my dears. There is a parallel distorted radio station operating in the head, looking for coffee, looking for alcohol, looking for tea, looking for snacks, looking for attention, wants to talk, blabber, because there is nothing. Empty vessels make more noise. Yes, when you have nothing to do, what do? Gossip, talk. Yes, if you have something profound happening inside you, do you have any reason to talk? No. Because something happening so powerfully, you get locked in, zoned into the silence. And Kriya Yoga makes you so pure an instrument, they will experience the innermost silence. If you experience innermost silence, no words poetry can make it justified. You cannot write Friedrich Nietzsche wrote a book called Nothing. You heard of it? The whole 98 pages book only on nothing. How do you describe nothing out of nothing? So, a grand mass of words to describe the fragrance of a flower is not enough. Yes? How do you describe the fragrance of a flower? How do you describe silence? How it's going to be? So, the science which can make you so simple, humble, silent, connected, expanded, orgasmic, explosive, connected, blossomed, aware, united, fragrant, high frequency, cosmic gadget is Kriya Yoga. Yes, it makes you feel so intense that you do not have to try any other stuff. Remember this, you are the cosmos, it is flowing into you, you don't have to do anything. I would have been woken up in the nights by a powerful current which pulled me from the solar plexus and made me stand up. Pulled me, boom, who is this force? And the whole cosmos was ringing in the head, dimensions of light passing through. The whole is called Antarvaha Sharira. The inner instrument of travel can travel between dimensions of light and come back in flash of a moment. That's the power of travel. Not the travel what we do from our leg journey. There's a great master in India called Shankaracharya. He was sitting in Kashmir when he heard his mother is not well. He reached from Kashmir to Kanyakumari in 3 minutes, which is about 3,300 kilometers. That's power of yogic travel. We don't have that kind of abilities in this dark age of Kali Yuga. But please remember this, if we are capable of remembering our power, not for show, but for compassion. If there is tremendous, the sign of elevation is compassion. The sign of elevation is unconditionality. The sign of elevation is acceptance, trust, fearlessness, and a sense of unity in everything. You feel it in across. So this whole fragmented body should extractly rewire. Rewire. Kriya Yoga is a process of rewiring this fragmented instrument so that it can experience an explosion at the speed of a thought. This is exactly this instrument has experienced, and this has been demonstrated in so many research laboratories across the world. I would go down and lie down and say that all I would do is remember Shiva.
Isn't all yoga Kriya Yoga?
Yes, all of them are Kriya. All of them are action. There are Krishna says 18 types of yoga in Bhagavad Gita. It means all are action. Anything, please remember the difference on unity of both. Stillness, movement. Deep stillness leads to deep movement. Deep movement leads to deep stillness. Yoga is a science of stillness and movement to attain union consistently. The more stillness, epicenter, faster the click into epicenter, volcanic, tornadic force around you. You go and see the twister. There is one small little epicenter and hundreds of miles of tornado. So yoga, same science. Stillness in the midbrain, magnetic force around it.
So all yoga is Kriya.
Yes, all of them are Kriya. So deep movement, deep stillness. The Sufi whirling dervishes spinning around for what?
Kriya yoga.
They are spinning because they are finding the epicenter in them. When they find, they will crash because they want to experience the divine. There is a brilliant Sufi dancer called Shahrukh in Iran. If you see this beautiful master dancing, you want to forget the rest of the world. So brilliant, so beautiful. This guy is like a beautiful poetry in motion. The way he dances, you can feel as if God is there inside you, my friend. He's dancing so beautifully, so graciously. I've never seen a man dance so beautifully in the way the flow of energies that happen. There are phenomenal classical dancers in India, but there's something magical about this Shahrukh guy dancing. It's just something magical. So please remember this. Grace is flowing to you for a specific time for purpose of celebration. It will choose the next valid instrument to focus on. Maybe you have few years in this lifetime to completely express yourself to the highlight of the heightened expression. It will not guarantee itself. I'll give an example to you. One of the most phenomenal voices ever recorded on this planet, Lata Mangeshkar. She had the maximum time of showcasing the purest voice ever on this planet. She had Mother Saraswati dancing on her tongue. She would sing. If you hear her sing, you will trust in the divine, because the voice is so pure, it is impossible not to have feel the divine inside you. Now this voice lasted for a few years. Now she is 90 plus, she cannot sing the same way. Does it mean the grace of Saraswati ended? No, it means that the instrument has finished its cycle of expression. So as long as you remember that this body, all our bodies are meant for a certain role play. Have you expressed your role play to the highest maximum? Yes or no? If you have not expressed, what are you doing? Going to sit through lectures and feel incomplete, or you commit to action? Most of us do not commit to action. We hope the sea will come and wash our backside and go. Yes? How long are you going to wait? Wait for a tsunami? Yes? So please remember this, take action. Anything that leads you to action for purification is worth it. You know what? There's a beautiful master whom I encountered in Himalayas. He was telling me 2 hours of Kriya for 12 years will make the soul journey faster in evolution by 1 million years. 2 hours of Kriya of cleansing and purification is equal into 12 years. If you have done continuously on a daily basis, you can imagine the number of hours. That is equivalent to fastening this process of soul journey by 1 million years. It will prevent you from coming for 1 million years of repeated journeys. I'll give an example to you in the Vedic understanding. Average lifetime, they are taken as 80, 10 into 8 to the power of 37 lifetimes. Who is good in maths? No? Imagine the number of lifetimes you will come on this planet to enlighten on your own, without any help, without any cosmic transmission, just natural evolution. 10 into 8 to the power of 37 lifetimes. Do you want to come back? How many kindergartens will you attend? How many ABCDs will you go through? Do we have all this extraordinary memory to even remember? I met one master in Himalayas. He is called Swami Vedabharati. I am going to that Himalayan Yogic Institute where my beautiful master Swami Rama once taught his student Swami Vedabharati. He was born with extraordinary memory. At the age of 2, he started chanting Vedas, Sanskrit. By age of 11, he started teaching great masters about Sanskrit. By the time he hit 40, he knew 18 international languages. You know how he learned? He would lie down in Yoga Nidra, play the tape of foreign languages. By 30 minutes, he would have learned one language. There is power of absorption. So imagine what this body can do. It has potential power, but we don't trust enough because we like dumb education process. Most people by end of 25 years of education have become so enslaved. All they know is simple mathematics. Salary comes, salary goes. Yes, that's all. Beyond that, you ask them in US, when they buy cars, I ask them, how do you buy a car? Oh, it's simple, $1,000 a month. They don't know the actual cost of the car. They only know that they have to pay $1,000 a month. That's all. Anybody on this planet can fool you. Yes? Just by saying that $1,000 a month, it will go into cumulative if you don't pay. So please remember this. What is your bank balance of your karma? Sanchita, Prarabdha, Akamya. These three will continuously haunt you forever. If you do not complete the cycle, the last 20 seconds of this planet existence will be a window to you to show the movie of your life. In this movie of 20 seconds, you will get highlights of your entire journey because the left and right brain will fuse. There will be an explosion. It will show you the window of your entire journey. Most people are so fearful of that moment because they see a spectacular golden light in the brain. They fall into coma. They cannot handle the light because they have only seen tube lights like this. They have never seen the real light. All the life they said there is no God, there is no light. All we see is flashy Christmas lights. Now how you are supposed to experience the unreflected light? From where did it come? Who put the light in your brain? All the phosphor in your brain would explode. All the diodes in your brain would explode. All the neurons would come together as neural synchrony. And the whole brain will experience itself as one unified confluence of a river. In that moment, you will see the journey of you in this lifetime. But there is too much of a constriction. 20 seconds is too small to decide. If I tell you in 20 seconds, what will be your next destiny? No clue. All the portals are blocked. Unless you unlock these portals, who is going to take your soul to the higher dimension? Most people do not invest in the masters. They invested only in medicines, nurses, ICUs. What is your investment? If you do not have a single connection to the ascended beings, if there is no proper flow to that connection, at the point of need, you will only get your soul family to come, which is basically your ancestral connections. They will all come, but they are not capable of taking you to the higher planes. They will say, planet Earth has got another pseudo Earth, which is the astral Earth. Same like this, but without actual matter. You have astral matter. You would feel like eating food, but it is not real food. Same way, you go into a planet, pseudo planet Earth. So all our life has been spent in frugality of understanding. We do a very frugal understanding. Only the big powerful knowing is that we are capable of dissolving even the karmic baggages. We don't know how to dissolve the karmic baggages. We just are left out a huge stockpile of it. How do you manage this stockpile of karma? It's impossible to handle if some person has no clarity early in life. You cannot do it. See, most people, please remember, our life is a downhill process. By the time you hit 80, 90, do you have the strength in you to handle the Kundalini? So many people call me, the 80 plus 90 guys, they say, I want Kundalini, I read about it. My dear, your batteries are so weak, your entire circuitry is weak. How do you handle an extraordinary lightning inside you? You can't. So do it when you're still young, when you can handle it, when you can take it, so that once you cross the substations, you are in the cosmic space of masters. Get into the radar of the rishis, enlightened masters. Do it now when you're still capable. Don't wait forever. You'll have to come back again and again, repeat the same old story in a different role play, in a different body. It will be too short a time for you to decide in the transition time. You getting me? The transition time is too less for you to make a choice. Make a choice when you're still strong in the body, capable of purifying the self. See, simple thing. People say, oh, it might sound very esoteric, I'm not interested. Simple thing like doing Kapalabhati of purification of this by pumping the gut. Yes? If you know how to do this, you can send an electric impulse. See, there is something called ganglion impar here, ganglion of ribes here. Ganglion means transmission pathways. I asked so many doctors across the world. I was taken aback. 9 out of 10 doctors I asked, what is ganglion impar? What is ganglion of ribes? Nobody knows. I met only a few brilliant guys in US who knew about this. Now what it means is, unless you know how this functionality happens, you are basically flashing or whistling in the dark. You don't know how this body functions. We don't have to know. Nobody, all of us are not, doctors or engineers or trying to understand this body. But you should have the simplest understanding that you can cleanse and purify this instrument so that it can come back to its original potential. Understand? Original potential, original design, ability to flow, ability to connect, feel the extraordinary bliss inside you. See, maximum pleasure is bliss and maximum bliss is ecstasy. Understand the difference? All of us are looking for pleasure. How? All the alcohol, all the food, all the so-called pleasure games of rewards. All of us are into rewards. It's actually trained into our memory cells. We always want reward for every action. Yes or no? Yeah. We want reward. You press a button, if the lift does not arrive, what happens to you? You feel disturbed. You call the manager. Yes? So everything is based on response to stimulus. That means we need a constant understanding that if there's a difference between activation and actuation. So with one, understand, if your pineal gland is fully active, it is called activation. What will happen? One current can go and sort your disease in a flash of a moment. That's exactly has happened in this body. One flash of a moment, the healing is done. You don't need big fat healing processes. So awaken to that possibility of an completely awakened pineal gland, awakened DMT, awakened neuron transmission pathways, awakened neural synchrony, awakened harmony in the instrument, so that you can experience all the chakras as one strong upward facing bright lotuses, not withered lotuses hanging downwards. Yes? So all of them should look into the pillar of light and experience the magic of this huge, extraordinary cosmic gateways. The whole stars will dance inside you. The Mother Shakti will dance in every atom of this instrument. You will feel a huge sense of responsibility because you are no longer ordinary from now on, because you have the ability to express the universe inside you. You are the expression. Unless you explore, you will not have an experience. Unless you experience fully, you will not have an elevation. Unless you fully have an elevation, you cannot fully express. Explore, experience, elevate, express. Make sense? If you do a partial expression, it looks very bad. You see, imagine you go into a train, somebody comes and sings out of off key. What do? You want to run away from that? Yes or no? So let your expression be pure. It is called Sauswaryam. Please understand, English language in its hundreds of years of journey, thousands of years of journey, whatever you have done, cannot have the word. You know how many words are there in Sanskrit to describe water? 67. 67 words. Why? Because it's called hundreds of possibilities to connect with it. So please remember to open your expression. There's poisons here in this instrument. It's called Kantaka Avastha. Unless you clarify from here this toxin plug, you are not complete. Human voice has ability to express 4 octaves. How many? 4 octaves. And average people do not express more than 1 octave. Unless this instrument is open, we are not capable of being complete in our expression. This is important. What is the quality of your voice? What is the quality of your expression? How can you modulate? You don't have to be an artist constantly trying to play drama, but the ability to express. So, if we can bring this whole instrument as a powerful mechanism, these 4 processes I told you, unless you go through exploration, experience, elevation and expression fully, you cannot be true to the design. So I welcome you to the path of purification, where you can truly absorb whatever I've spoken to you. Is just a small little glimpse, a small little droplet of what is possible. In this, I cannot compress it anymore further, nor I can express any beyond, because whatever is channeled through this instrument today, you have experienced it. So now, all I want you to do is remember, and that's it. Remember. If you don't know how to remember, you are lost. The remembrance is the only faculty that makes you join the dots. You getting me? Join the dots. That it may look very difficult initially to join the dots. You need guidance. Either if you have inner guidance, intuition. That means this vent is open, invention will happen, then intuition will happen. Vent is open, invent. Tuition will happen as constant guidance from the source. Then you don't need external guidance. Comes to you internally. So I welcome you to the path of enabling you to connect to that intuitive awareness, to purify this instrument, to calibrate this instrument, so that you can, wherever you go, you become magnetic, abundant, connected. Money will flow through you, not for you, through you. Connected, you will find the magnetism in terms of connections, people, places, everything will open doorways for you. And that's what is power of a yogi avastha. Yogi is not somebody who's wearing saffron and with a turban and a fancy title and a name. Yogi is a state. It's a state of connectedness, fragrance, pure flow passing through you, not for you, but through you. A state of tremendous contentment, a state of tremendous connection that is so fragrant that wherever you go, my father used to always say, be so fragrant and so focal on the universe of within you, that even in a barren land, just for you it will rain. Just for you it will rain. I have had phenomenal experiences of being in such scenarios, where in the middle of a snowstorm there was bright blue skies and sun shining on us within a matter of 2 minutes by just power of prayer. So trust in the higher possibility. Do not be limited in your small bandwidth. Expand your bandwidth so that you can operate. Currently 5G is operating. You choose 5G. What I meant is,